Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for watching. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I made this cute little UFO / galaxy themed cake with an alien on top, and he comes in peace, my friends. Before we get into it, don't forget to subscribe for new videos every week and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. That being said, let's get started. I'm going to start off by making my UFO. So I have a 7-inch cake here and I'm putting a little bit of chocolate ganache in the middle and popping on a 3-inch cake board. I need to start carving away the sides because I want my cake to taper up towards the cake board, so it's a nice seamless line all the way from the edge of the board down to the edge of the base of that cake. Once I was happy with the shape, I added a thin layer of ganache all around the outside just to lock in those crumbs, and then I put this aside to firm up. Once the ganache had set, I added another layer and then just smoothed it out with my bench scraper. So I went ahead and made another one, and you can see the top is a little bit larger because I used a cake board as a guide that was the same size as the base of my dome, and then took it off before I ganached it because I don't want the cake board to be on the top, I just want straight up cake. I cut away the excess board at the bottom for each one, and then I'm covering these both with some gray fondant. I've put them on a separate cake board just so it's a little easier for me to maneuver them around once I've covered them with fondant, and I'm just working quickly to smooth that down with my hands and my fondant smoother as best I can before trimming away the excess at the bottom. I already have a 7-inch cake iced and covered in black fondant, and I will leave a couple videos below if you need to see how to get to this step. I covered the board with black as well. I've mixed together blue, purple, and pink food coloring with some white, and I'm going to start stippling that onto my cake in patches. I added some food grade alcohol to the first layer of color because I want it to be a little more transparent. I don't want it to be super bold, and you can see it kind of just soaks into the black a little bit and creates more of like a watercolory, murky type of vibe. Once that first layer was down, I started to build the color up by using my white with my food coloring gel, no alcohol in that batch to water it down, and I'm just adding layers, and if I added a little bit too much in spots, I blotted it down with some paper towel, and I just added this willy-nilly however I thought it looked nice. You could add more or less at your own discretion. If you feel like you started to go a little ham with the color and it was looking like some 70s vintage furniture, then you can just break it up by adding a little bit of black here and there. I also added some white in there as well. Once I was happy with the placement, I grabbed a clean paintbrush and I'm going to start smudging the colors back and forth all the way around. I thought this just looked a little more blended and cohesive. I made sure to do the top and the board as well. To make the stars, I dipped my brush in some white food coloring, and I'm just using my finger to spray it on there all around. I did it close up in certain spots, further away in others. I want to create a difference in the spray of dots. I don't want it to all look exactly the same. And then I did go around with the back of my paintbrush and just made some larger dots here and there. While my paint was drying, I'm moving back to the UFO. I have the half that has the cake board on the top, and I'm flipping that over, and that's now going to be the bottom. I'm smearing on some chocolate ganache and then adding the other half on top of that. I did my best to line the sides up. There is a seam, it's totally okay. I anticipated this, and I'm going to be covering it by using some gray fondant into a clay extruder, and I'm using this triangular shape, but you don't have to do this step. You could just roll out a long, thin, snaky. I brushed the seam with some water, and then I'm just lining that with my strip and cutting off the excess at the back. Before I add it to the top of my cake, I need to add some support, so I'm just inserting a couple bubble tea straws into the middle of my base and then cutting those down so that they're flush with the top of the cake. A little smear of ganache, and then I'm popping my UFO right on top there. I've got some silver luster dust mixed with some food grade alcohol, and I'm brushing that over the whole thing. I did this in 2 coats, and I let the first coat dry completely before doing the second. If you don't wait, you're just going to end up with a patch job. For my alien, I have some limey green fondant, and I'm just rolling out this teardrop shape and slightly flattening against my work surface for the head. I have this fat teardrop shape for the body, and I'm just blunting off the end of that with my X-Acto knife so it'll sit up. I added some black eyes and the mouth for the facial features, and I also added some catch lights, which is not shown here. You can see it in the beginning of the video. I just thought his eyes looked a little bit dead, so I added those in last minute. I rolled out a thin snaky of that green for his arm and just shaped the hand and the fingers. I did my best to maneuver them into the peace sign and then bent it where I wanted the elbow to be and just let it set up this way. I placed a circle of black fondant on the top of my UFO, and then I'm securing the body in place with the wooden skewer. I popped the head and the arms on there. You can see for the other arm, I just left it so it looked like the arm was dipping down because you're not really going to see it once you add the dome. And then I used a piece of spaghetti just to attach the little peace sign one, just for a little bit more stability. I threw on some circles of yellow and lined those with some gray fondant for like little portholes, and then just added some more detailing into the seam going around the middle of my UFO. I very gently placed my dome over the alien. I used gloves for this step so I didn't muck up the whole thing with my fingerprints. I added a few more details around the base of the dome, as well as just adding a little more on top, and then I painted all of the extra bits silver as well. And this was the final result, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.